today's video, the video starts like any ordinary home recording. A woman is filming herself inside her bedroom, casually talking to the camera about her day. The lighting is warm, soft, and inviting. Her voice is calm, and the atmosphere is normal. She walks around, showing a few decorations, chatting about something trivial. But something is wrong. At first, it's subtle. In the background, slightly out of focus, her closet door is open, just enough to reveal a sliver of darkness between the hanging clothes. The camera passes over it multiple times, unnoticed. Then something shifts. For a split second, a pale face emerges from the shadows. It doesn't move like a person. It doesn't blink, doesn't breathe. Just a smooth, colorless head, peeking through the clothing, completely still. The woman continues speaking, oblivious. She laughs, gestures with her hands, shifts the phone slightly. The angle changes, obscuring the closet for a moment. When the camera moves back, the face is gone. But just as she walks past the closet, the eyes move. Not slowly, not naturally. Fast, unnatural, jerking movements. They shift left, right, then lock onto her. The rest of the face remains frozen, expressionless. She unknowingly steps closer to the closet. Her voice is steady, still engaged in her monologue. The head twitches. Not a normal movement. A sharp, mechanical jerk. First to the left, then to the right so fast. So unnatural that if you blink, you'll miss it. The woman keeps talking. She has no idea what's standing just behind her clothes. The thing inside the closet is watching her. Then, suddenly it disappears again. She walks past the open door, and in an instant, the face is gone. No sound. No movement, just empty darkness where it had been. The video ends with her smiling, signing off with a casual goodbye. But later that night, while rewatching the footage, she sees it. She rewinds, pauses, zooms in. There it is, inside the closet, buried in the shadows. A blank, pale face, eyes moving unnaturally fast, darting back and forth like they're scanning the room. Her stomach tightens. The realization hits her all at once. She was never alone in that recording. Her hands shake as she rewinds the footage again. She stares at the expressionless head, how still it is, how the eyes move independently from the rest of the face. Then, just before it vanishes, the mouth stretches open. Not a scream, not a smile, just open. Her body stiffens. The closet had been empty when she filmed this. It was supposed to be empty. She turns off her phone, but she can't stop thinking about it. An hour passes, then two. She can't sleep. Finally, she gets up. Slowly, cautiously, she walks toward the closet. The door is closed now, but she still feels uneasy. With her heart pounding, she reaches out and turns the handle. The door creaks open. She flips on the light. The closet is just how she left it. Nothing inside. She checks behind the hanging clothes, pushes them aside, runs her fingers along the walls. Nothing. She exhales, half laughing at herself. It had to be a trick of the camera. A weird reflection, a distortion, something explainable. Feeling ridiculous, she closes the closet door again. This time, she locks it. But as she turns to leave, something shifts inside. The softest rustling sound. She freezes. The door is still locked. The light is still on inside the closet. She tells herself it's just the clothes settling. That's all. But then, a soft knock. From the inside, her breath catches. The room feels colder. Slowly, stiffly, she lifts her phone again. Her hands are shaking as she presses record. She turns back toward the closet. And just as her screen focuses, the door handle moves. Not violently, not forced. It turns, slowly. She stumbles back. A sharp gasp escapes her lips. She doesn't wait to see what happens next. The camera shakes violently as she runs out of the room, slamming the door shut behind her. The last frame of the video is her bedroom door, closed and locked. The sound of her breathing fills the silence. Then, a soft click. The closet door unlocks. The screen cuts to black. Imagine this situation. You're getting ready for bed. The house is silent, the kind of silence that feels too deep, too unnatural. The clock reads 2:13 a.m. You let out a tired sigh, stretch your arms, and start heading toward the stairs. The dim glow from a street lamp outside casts faint shadows across the walls. Everything seems normal, but then you feel it. A strange, creeping sensation spreads through your chest, like you're being watched. Your steps slow. The air suddenly feels heavier, thicker. Your instincts whisper that something is wrong. You lift your gaze toward the top of the stairs, and that's when you see it. At the very top, standing perfectly still in the darkness, a figure. At first, your brain struggles to make sense of what you're looking at. It's tall, unnaturally tall. Its body is hunched, its limbs long and twisted. The shape is vaguely human, but the head is wrong. Two glowing golden eyes pierce through the shadows, locked onto you. A cold wave of dread rushes through your body. You can't move. You can't breathe. The dim light from the street lamp reveals more details. Clawed hands, broad shoulders covered in thick, matted fur, a long snout curled into something between a sneer and a snarl. It looks like a wolf. But deep down, you know this isn't a wolf. Your body remains frozen as the thing tilts its head. The motion is sharp, almost mechanical, like it's studying you. Then, it moves. Not like a person, not like an animal. It shifts. One moment, it's standing at the top of the stairs. The next, it's one step lower. Your stomach twists. It didn't walk. It didn't step. It just appeared there. The air is wrong. Your chest tightens, your pulse thundering in your ears. Every part of you is screaming to run, but your feet feel glued to the floor. Then, another step, closer, and another. The floorboards groan under its weight. The golden eyes never blink. Your breath is shallow. Your vision blurs slightly from the sheer terror taking hold of your body. You see its teeth now, jagged, uneven, too many. The creature inhales deeply, as if savoring your fear. Your survival instincts finally kick in. You spin around and run. Your body moves before your brain catches up. You sprint toward the front door, your socks sliding against the smooth floor as you struggle to stay upright. Behind you, a sound, not footsteps, something else. Like bones shifting, twisting unnaturally. You don't dare look back. You can't. Your hands fumble at the lock, shaking violently. And then, breathing, right behind you. Deep, heavy, wrong. You yank the door open, throwing yourself outside. The freezing night air hits your face, but you barely register it. You trip onto the pavement, catching yourself with your hands. Your heartbeat pounds against your ribs, your breath ragged. Shaking, you turn back toward the house. The door is open. The hallway inside is pitch black. The creature is gone. Or at least, you can't see it. The street is empty. Everything is quiet. Too quiet. You wait. Seconds feel like minutes. The wind howls softly, but nothing moves inside. Then, the door slowly begins to close. Not slamming, not swinging, closing, as if something inside is pushing it shut. You watch, completely frozen, as the door clicks into place. The house is silent again, normal, but you know it's still there. It never left. And worse, it saw you, it knows you, and now it's only a matter of time before it comes back. Hospitals are supposed to be places of healing, but sometimes they hold something else entirely. This security footage, recorded at 3:12 a.m., captured something truly disturbing inside a supposedly empty hospital room. And once you see it, you won't be able to forget it. The security footage shows a grainy black and white view of a hospital room. A single bed, an IV stand, and a motionless heart monitor sit undisturbed. The timestamp in the corner confirms it's past midnight, 3:12 a.m. The room is quiet, no nurses, no patients, just an empty, dimly lit space. Everything appears completely normal. Then, a faint shift in the bed's mattress. At first, it's almost imperceptible, the kind of movement you'd expect if someone were lying there. But the room is empty. The sheet remains smooth. Then, it happens again, a slow, deliberate depression in the mattress, like the weight of an unseen body settling in. What you're about to see is not an equipment malfunction. It's not a camera glitch. Watch the bed closely. The footage zooms in slightly on the bed. The mattress compresses even deeper. A clear outline begins to form, the shape of a head, shoulders, a torso. The sheet stretches slightly, as if something beneath it is shifting, adjusting position. The air in the room seems heavier now. Then, the sheets start moving. Slow at first, almost as if someone is turning over in their sleep. The folds of the fabric shift, rise, and settle again. Then, suddenly, the entire bed jerks. The mattress lurches downward as if a heavy weight has just settled onto it. The indent of a full human form is clearly visible now. The security footage glitches for a brief moment. The screen flickers. When it stabilizes again, something has changed. The sheet, once smooth, is now slightly pulled back. Just enough to reveal nothing. This is where things get worse. The camera remains locked on the bed. The air in the room is completely still. Then, without warning, the hospital door creaks open. Not all the way, just a few inches. No one is in the hallway. There's no sign of movement outside the room. The door stays open for a few seconds, motionless. Then, it slams shut. The entire room seems to shake. The footage cuts to static for a moment, then returns. The bed is completely still. The sheets remain slightly pulled back, as if someone just got out of the bed and left. But then, something else happened. The heart monitor off this entire time beeps once. A long, drawn-out beep, as if detecting something that isn't there. Then silence. The camera remains focused on the bed. Then, a low hum, almost imperceptible, plays through the room's speakers, as if the hospital's intercom had been activated. There are no words, just that faint noise. Then, for a split second, the camera flickers. And in that single frame, something is lying in the bed. The shape is faint, almost transparent, the outline of a thin, emaciated figure, a body that shouldn't be there. The head is turned toward the camera, but there are no facial features, just a blank, smooth surface where a face should be. Then, the next frame, it's gone. The sheets remain disturbed, as if something just vanished. Doctors checked the hospital records for that night. No patients were assigned to that room. No staff entered during that time. And yet, this was recorded. What was lying in that bed? What do you guys think this was? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. In the next video, everything starts normally. The camera captures a quiet house, dimly lit by the warm glow of a television screen. It's late past 2 a.m. The only sound is the faint hum of the television, mixed with the occasional creak of the house settling. Thina noise. At first, it's faint, a soft shuffling sound coming from outside. The person filming pauses for a moment, unsure if they even heard it. Then another sound, a rhythmic thumping, not loud, but steady, unnatural. The camera shakes slightly as they get up, walking toward the balcony door. The tension is palpable as they step onto the balcony. The street below is dimly lit by a flickering street lamp. Everything looks normal at first. Houses are dark, windows shut, the neighborhood asleep. But then, the camera catches something. A woman, standing in the middle of the street. She's facing away, her back turned, arms stretched out to her sides. And she's dancing. Her movements are wrong. Not graceful, not fluid. Sharp, jerky, unnatural. Her arms sway in awkward angles. Her head tilts from side to side, almost like a puppet with severed strings. The rhythm of her body doesn't match any music because there is no music. The person behind the camera grips the railing, their breath shallow. Something about her movements sends a chill down their spine. They feel calculated, forced, like she isn't moving by her own will. Then, she starts to turn. Not all at once. Her head moves first, a slow, deliberate rotation, as if she knows she's being watched. The camera zooms in. Her face is pale, stretched too tight over her bones. Her eyes wide, too wide. The mouth slightly open, as if frozen in a silent gasp or grin. She isn't blinking. She isn't breathing. She's staring. The street is empty. It's just the two of them now. The air is thick, suffocating. The woman doesn't move. She just stares. Seconds stretch into eternity. The camera shakes slightly as the person filming realizes they've stopped breathing. Then, she tilts her head. A subtle, unsettling motion, the way a predator watches prey. Then her arms drop to her sides. The dancing is over. And then, with slow, measured steps, she starts walking toward the house. The camera jerks slightly. Footsteps retreat. She isn't rushing. She isn't running. But she is coming. The camera sways as the person behind it backs away. Their instincts scream at them to shut the door, to turn off the lights, to hide. But they don't move. They're frozen. Then the street lamp flickers. For a second, the street is plunged into darkness. When the light comes back, she is gone. The road is empty again. No sound, no movement, no trace of the woman who had been standing there just seconds ago. The camera moves frantically. They rush inside, locking the door, closing the curtains. The breathing on the footage is heavy, erratic, a shaky whisper, barely audible. What the hell was that? Then, just as the video seems to end, a slow, deliberate knock on the front door. The camera whips toward the sound. Silence. Then, from behind the door, a woman's voice. "I know you saw me. What do you guys think this was? Let me know your thoughts." If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories like this, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content. But now tell me, what do you think really happened in this story? Was it just imagination, or was something actually there? Leave your opinion in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, if you can sleep until then.